Hello everyone, I am Phoenix Tremaine and I've got some breaking news for you. Roseanne has been canceled. But if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, I do lots of different things on this channel that I know you're going to like. So please subscribe. If you really want to, if you really like me, hit that bell so you can be notified, that bell button so you can be notified every time I release a video. So we're about to talk about Roseanne. If you follow me on social media, you know this is something that suddenly blew up, and I've been stuck probably the last hour and a half on social media talking about this. But giving you a little history, I was a huge fan of Roseanne in the 80s. You know, when the original show came out, because even though they pitted Roseanne against the Cosby Show, you know, thank goodness for VCRs, because we didn't have DVRs back then. I was able to watch both, just record one, watch the other. And I really enjoyed the show, loved the characters, and I did like the social platform that Roseanne was a hero for the every man, every woman. And that was overall for all the characters. And, you know, they fought for different people's rights. They brought people on like Sandra Bernhard, representing the LGBT community. They did a lot of things. They did a lot of cutting edge, you know, breaking things. And so it was very disappointing to see that Roseanne if she wants to vote for Trump, fine. But bringing that message into the show and sort of validating it, especially at a time where I have always said this, there are things that the Democrats believe, there are the things that Republicans believe that I believe in. I wish there was a third party, a realistic third party, where, you know, where there's a middle of the road view, because when Democrats go way left, I disagree with them, and when when conservatives take over the Republican Party and go way over to the right, I don't like that either. But core values of both, a lot of times I agree with them. Republicans have a little bit of tough love with theirs, and I'm a tough love kind of person, and Democrats preach, you know, hope, prosperity, and for the underdog. So, and I know there was a time where the parties were switched, so let's not get there, that conversation. Yes, I know that, you know, at one point Republicans were essentially the Democratic Party, same values, views, with a lot of famous, you know, black social heroes were Republicans at that time. But since then, things have changed dramatically, and the Republican Party has been taken over by right-wing conservatives, as well as people that just have so much money that all they're trying to do is focus on how can we keep these people over here down and get every penny out of them that we can, while we get as many tax breaks as we can. When I was a firefighter, and they were trying to get me to not vote for Obama, they were like, you know, you got to vote Republican because they protect your money. And they kept every day just drilling that into me. You got to protect your money. And then one day, you know, my lieutenant was like, you're voting for Obama, aren't you? I'm like, yes. It doesn't matter what y'all say. You know, we've already had 8 years of Bush, and now we're in the Great Depression Part 2. You know, now we've only had 2 years of Trump, and we're entering to Great Depression Part 3, if you're keeping up with the $21 trillion deficit and all that kind of shit. So, without going into, if you want to hear me talk about this stuff, just follow me on social media. I do it all the time. You came here for Roseanne, but I'm not going to veer off course and stay on topic, but that is part of it. So, I can understand a person voting for Trump, hoping for change and radicalism and something different. Because I know Republicans, I have Republican clients that said the same thing. I don't want to put another Democrat in office because I wanted more change than Obama gave me. So, you know, I have clients that are in the military, so they're like, when Obama was in office, militaries weren't getting raises. Government wasn't getting raises like they were when Bush was in office. So they're like, once again, because I'm trying to make more money, I'm going to vote for Trump. But now you've got this. Here I go again talking politics. You came here for Roseanne. Let me stay on topic and say that for all of these reasons, I refuse to watch the Roseanne show unless she was for Trump and then saw how the world was going and changed her mind. But that's not how the show went. Roseanne was a firm Trump supporter, period. So I said, well, let me stand true in my values in the things that I say and do on social media and say, look, I'm not for anyone who's an oppressor. So, Roseanne, you have now fallen in that category. I'm done with you. But people said, but no, Wanda Sykes is like the main writer, and if Wanda Sykes is black, so she can't be prejudiced. I'm like, okay. I'm still not watching. So there's still people on my page, even today after the show got canceled today, saying, oh, I'm going to miss Roseanne. I'm like, okay, you black... all I'm going to say is, like, you need to wake up. Okay? So this is what happened. This is the big to-do that happened on social media. Roseanne made a tweet about President Obama's former advisor, Valerie Jarrett, in which she said that the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes had a baby. And so, of course, everybody lost their collective mind. She had a huge Twitter backlash, so much so that Roseanne herself said, okay, I'm getting off of Twitter now. Like, she's done with it. Because people came for her throat, because that's what we do on social media. If you get out of line, we've never had a voice before as a people. And unfortunately, everybody gets a voice, whether you're racist, whether you're not racist, whether you're prejudiced, whether you're not prejudiced. When something happens, there's a ton of voices coming at you. A lot of times, there's a lot of people that are tired of not being heard by mainstream media. So this is their opportunity to say, look, this is wrong. I don't like this is happening. I'm not going to support you. And other people go, you're right. You've made a good point. You do for me all the time. If you go on my social media, you'll see people saying that I'm right. And they appreciate my commentary on social media because I'm one of those voices saying, hey, look, something ain't right. We're not going to let this stuff, hide in the dark in the shadows. We're going to bring it to the light and we're going to look at it and we're going to talk about it. And that's what we did with Roseanne. So, the first, thing that came out this morning was Wanda Sykes quit after Roseanne's tweet. And Roseanne immediately apologized for it soon after, but I said this today on social media. I'm tired of people apologizing for things they're not sorry for. So you're only apologizing because there was a backlash. You're not apologizing because you really see the error of your ways. So Roseanne know where she can stick her apology because you've shown your true colors. And a lot of people that are racist have been feeling themselves. They've been seriously feeling themselves. And if you do watch social media, follow me, different things like that, I've reposted, where people, like the woman who was screaming at the army, ladies from the army, about them, end up getting locked up, after she's like doing her racist rant, trying to take their phones and all kind of stuff. She got locked up. Another guy just got locked up that I posted about a couple days ago who went off on a Latino just because they spoke Spanish. So a lot of people feel like, well, Trump can get away with it. I get away with it too. So what I said on social media today was, it's nice to see that ABC, even though Roseanne was like one of the number one shows of the season that saved ABC, that they could not tolerate, someone like even Roseanne being racist, because I feel like she felt like she was untouchable. She could do whatever she wanted to do. She can put Wendy Williams, in her place. I personally do not like Wendy Williams because Wendy Williams' negativity, is I liked her at first, but then after a while I'm like, good Lord, she's coming for too many people who aren't doing anything to you. And some of her opinions got a little prejudice and whatnot. So I was like, all right, I can't watch the Wendy Williams show anymore. Although I said online that it would be interesting to see Wendy Williams' Hot Topics, and it comes up that Roseanne was canceled. Yeah, I'm waiting for that moment to come up on social media. But I have to say, and I'm about to close because I actually thought this was just going to be a 5-minute video, is that I feel so sorry for the cast and crew of Roseanne, those hardworking actors, those hardworking people behind the scenes, that they lose their jobs because Roseanne, is out of control. And Sarah Gilbert went online, and I'm going to share 2 of her tweets with you. Roseanne's recent comments about Valerie Jarrett and so much more are abhorrent, and I know what it means. I couldn't figure out how to pronounce it. Okay, I don't use the word a lot, but I know what it means. It's disgusting. That's what it means. Abhorrent means it's disgusting. And do not reflect the beliefs of our cast and crew or anyone associated with our show. I'm disappointed in her actions, to say the least. Now, what I got out of that tweet, when she says, Roseanne recent comments about Valerie Jarrett and so much more, okay, who knows how crazy Roseanne has been behind the scenes. When the original show was out, it was like a revolving door of producers and whatnot because Roseanne was out of control, and it got so bad that John Goodman quit. So it was like, this ain't the first rodeo with Roseanne. But this is just the first time that she really had repercussions for her actions. And like I said, I agree with Sarah. I feel so sorry for the cast and crew. Her second tweet says, "This is incredibly sad and difficult for all of us as we create a show that we believe in, are proud of, and the audiences love. One that is separate and apart from the opinions and words of one cast member." And that's what hurts, because we know that it's not the whole cast and not the whole crew. And I said online, I said, look, I can fix this. I'm a writer. I can fix this easily. Switch it up. Before, Roseanne had a dream that Dan had died, and that's how the show ended. That, she went through this whole fantasy season that flopped, only to wake up and reveal that Dan was dead. Now, flip it. See if you can have a new show called The Connors, and instead of Dan being dead, turns out this whole season was a dream from Dan, and it was actually Roseanne that was dead, and then keep it moving. So, I don't think that they would do that, but it's the only way to save the show of the characters, or just take one of the characters like Jackie or Sarah's character, and then just refocus it like they did Valerie Harper show, when they just refocused it on the other part of the family. So, that's it. This is a sad situation all around. I did not watch this season of the Roseanne show, even though when I first heard about it, I was excited about it. And then, of course, Roseanne opened her mouth and ruined it for me. And now, for everyone who stuck with it and enjoyed it, now she's ruined it for everyone. And she has no one to blame but herself. So, I know the cast and crew is very talented. They'll get other jobs. But it's like she said, it's sad that the actions of one person has pretty much probably killed hundreds of jobs from everybody behind the scenes. And, it's just a sad situation. And this is coming from someone who was a big fan of Roseanne, watched stand-up, clips of her and everything, back when the stand-up girls like Judy Tenuta and all of them, which were my favorites. Sad situation, but I'm glad that ABC did not tolerate racism, because this definitely would have been a huge blow to a PR nightmare, but it would also signal to racists that they are in charge and they can do whatever they want and say whatever they want, just like Trump. So thank you for watching. I know everyone isn't going to agree with me. Everyone's not going to believe my political views. But, you know, I just got to be me. You can follow me on social media. You know, you can be mad at me in the comment section. You know, it's now up to you to speak out and let me know what you think about the Roseanne show. Are you happy it's canceled? Are you sad it's canceled? Are you sad it's canceled, but do you understand why it's canceled? Are you just pissed that, you know, that liberals won? You know, so let me know. Thank you for watching. And as always, I really, really, really appreciate you. And who knows, maybe one day someone like me who has Democratic points of view and Republican points of view will find a third party that can actually win elections and make some real change, because there are things that Democrats say that's right. There are things that Republicans say that's right. But everybody is just not really communicating with each other and really, you know, coming together to say, okay, you know, let's see how we can compromise so that everyone's, you know, most of us are happy, because everybody can't be happy. Somebody's going to be pissed. But thank you for watching, and I hope you understand my commentary and appreciate my point of view. Just like I'm going to appreciate your point of view in the comment section, as long as you don't come off racist or prejudice, because I always screen the comments anyway. So if you say something crazy, I'm not going to let it post. But if you comment with some common sense, then even if you disagree with me, I'll still let it post. But, you know, don't start saying crazy stuff about me and personally and attacks and shit, stuff like that. So, no, they ain't happening on my channel. But I do want to hear what you have to say. Thanks for watching.